Rags2Riches started as a project series for me where it was to make a new account fresh from scratch and see how far I could progress currency-wise in a few months. If I can get a mirror, if I can get some currency together, start a real build going, farm some stuff up. And overall, I would say it was a success. But as time went on, trade leagues simply got too easy for me personally, and I moved on to solo self-found. That being said, I still semi-kept up with the Rags2Riches account, kept the stash organized, kept the bank in place, kept everything in order. So in today's video, we're going to go over a couple money-making methods that are still in effect right now. The concepts are universal and can be applied throughout history, as far as an economics trade thing. But I'm going to pick three different things: a low investment, medium investment, and high investment project. And then I'm going to do a little recap of the stash. If you haven't watched the series, feel free to go back and watch it. I know a lot of you have. If you're watching this, you should probably go back and watch the series. Otherwise, this makes no fucking sense. But without further ado, here we go. All right, so our first money-making method is going to be classified as a low investment money-making, and it is referred to, well, I refer to it as casual flipping, and it is identifying gaps in the market and trends and flipping accordingly. You're going to need basically three tabs to do this: Path of Exile's Reddit tab, the Path of Exile trade window, and then Peewee Ninja. These are the three things I would check every morning when you wake up to identify market trends. On the hot page in Peewee Reddit is going to be things that are discussing new videos, new ideas, new people doing new build guide. Here's an example of Ziggy D doing a video. You can just keep refreshing, looking for the word video, looking for the tag video. Here's some guy doing some Herald of Thunder build. You're looking for these for outliers of uniques, things that are going to spike in value. It's just as easily as if you were to subscribe to someone like Mathel, subscribe to someone like Ziggy D or Ziz, anyone who you think has a large audience, so you can make a large impact and affect the economy essentially. You see Mathel talk about playing with Agnerod South. You purchase a bunch of Agnerod South. It's really that simple. Another way you could do it is just checking Peewee Ninja. There's highs and lows for certain items, and it lists them on the currency section of the economy. So if we were to check, for example, we'll check unique jewels. You can see trending in the last 7 days, what's been going up, what's been going down, and why. So head over to PoE Trade, front line, boom, 3C, 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 2 vals. Buy them all up, not corrupted, buy them all, and set aside, like, we'll say 40-60 exalted, sorry, 40-60 chaos, my bad. Purchase a few front lines, set them aside. Don't invest currency you're not afraid to lose, but you don't have to invest a lot for these flips to be good. The more you invest, the more it can be, but you can also do higher tier flips. Versus 5C flips, you can do larger item flips as well. Calamitous Vision is still going up, up, up. If you'd like to purchase one, you could do that for the same principle. You can see it spike over the past month has been pretty steadily, although it is starting to drop off, it seems, for the first time in not too long. Equally as important is investing in declines. There's certain things you want to invest in declines that are not due to accessibility. An example of this is early league, everyone wants Thread of Hope. That's why the price is high. As more get introduced, the price goes down. Now there's a break point where the price will actually go back up because people start valuing them, people start looking for specific variation. So things like, we'll say, natural affinity will go down, and then they're going to go back up because everyone starts valuing them and the supply runs dry. So maybe not purchase them for 47, but when the price dips a little bit lower, it should be a good investment. Here's a good example of another investment. When you're looking for things to invest in that are tanking, for example, abhorrent interrogations are tanking, roughly 5C. When you're checking prices, abhorrent interrogation, make sure you check them with corruption off. Corrupted, no, because you'll be looking for these because people are going to be flipping them, but they'll also be selling them just to Val. So if you can see them for 5C, I would hit up every single one of these persons and buy all of these for 5C. I guarantee when you find someone who's going to look for a specific variation, a specific implicit, they might actually just purchase yours for, say, 7C next week. And that might not seem like a lot, a 2C investment, but 2C times 10, it's 20C, you're just manifesting out of your ass. So that's why this is a small investment, maybe a little bit medium-term time, but a great way to make some easy currency. And you could also purchase 10 of these and go about your business. That's the great thing about flipping in general for low-tier currency investment, is that you could do it, set it aside, map, play the game, and then just waiting there, waiting for you. It's slow go money, but it's consistent. For like a more mid-tier investment and one that actually lets you play the game, and it's a bit more involved, is running Crown of the Inward Eye Helm Enchants. So to purchase a Crown of the Inward Eye with a perfect roll, which is a 21%, and costs you roughly 25 chaos. It's not crazy expensive, and you want to do those essentially a run lab and just toss on Helm Enchants left and right. Now this takes you about, we'll say, 10 minutes to run lab. The actual investment of the offering is 3C, so that's basically negligible. Helmet chance can vary from 2.5x, bottoming out at about 20x, depending on which one you hit. You're averaging about 1 to 2 helmet chance per run. The way I would suggest doing it is purchasing, we'll say 5 to 10 21% helmets, setting them aside, so 25C invest in each are at 125, plus we'll say 15 for the offering, so we'll say 140, and you're going to run lab, and you're going to toss on enchants on them, and then picking up anything from the lab will recoup your profit in itself. Now, twice enchants will speed up overall your process, but if you value your time more than, we'll say, 8C per 10 minutes, it's not actually worth purchasing them because the current price ratio is 11C each. Now, you're going to get, on average, 1.5 enchants per run thanks to Dark Shrines, so I'd honestly cut out twice enchant, just cut out the middleman totally, and just focus on running labs faster. Now, if you don't like a more involved playstyle, this is not for you, but I can assure you, if you were to purchase 5 helms for 25C, and you purchase, we'll say, 5 offerings, and one of those helms will probably be more likely to gain value than lose it. You're going to break even ultimately. The actual trash drops you get from lab itself will be valued higher. And the secret to a lot of this profit margin lies in Unbearable Whispers 5, which is easily purchased for 5C, and it gets you the Inya key, which sells for 17C. I don't understand why people just don't run this, but if you're running lab, you're essentially making, let's say, a 15C profit each run, which is recouping a chunk of your offering and half of your helmet per run. It really is just like, basic math here. If you purchase 5 helmets, purchase 5 keys, purchase 5 unbearables, run them, you're going to almost double your money guaranteed. Shit you not. Not to mention you're probably going to recoup offerings from the process. If you're playing, the only caveat is it requires a build to do it, but you could do all 5 in an hour. You could basically making 100C an hour just fucking running lab if you wanted to. Just brain dead running lab. Play a jug, doesn't even matter. So this is a good example of a medium tier investment that's a little bit more involved of a process, and it's a little bit more of a grindy method. There's very little jackpot potential, I would say. It's not like the method you're going to see next, which is total jackpot potential. This one has minimal jackpot potential, as if you can hit cool enchants. And a lot of these builds will run this. The reason you choose Crown the Inward Eye is because it's the most versatile helm in the game. It is utilized for so many builds, and is just overall insane helmet. So, highly profitable. This price will most likely go down to like 18C over the weeks. So will the cost of these will go up as league goes on, and the cost of this will just stay in coordinates with this. For some reason, this shit just does not work. I don't understand it. But yeah, so I would stick with just running these helmets. So that is a medium tier investment that requires a medium effort, and it has, medium payoff. There's really, like I said, there's no jackpot to be had here. It's honest work for honest payout, and you're just gonna be grinding. But I think that it's, maybe speaking from an experience of someone who's run lab an ungodly amount of time, it gets pretty brain dead doing lab, so you can easily watch a movie while doing it. And if you're playing a build like a Juggernaut, for example, the risk of death is basically 0. So this is your medium investment, and I suggest you look into this if you haven't already. Now here's your fun jackpot method. Enjoy the finale. So one investment I made, this was just like a day trading thing every now and then over the past months, ever since Cirrus came out, was purchasing Hands of the High Templar, non-corrupted ones for kind of like low to mid max pricing. So currently on standard they're roughly, it's not fucking chaos, no way. They are 30 chaos, they might sell for most times roughly 40C, 35 to 40C. I purchased most of mine for 35C and a couple for like 50 when it was really dry, but the average I've purchased was for 37 chaos. Now I purchased not just 1 or 2 of these, but I purchased a few. To be exact, I believe I have 36. So I have 36 Hands of the High Templar at, we'll say, average 37 chaos each. 100, so 1.3k chaos at a ratio of roughly 210 to 1. So roughly, we'll say 6.5 Exalted's worth of Hands of the High Templar. Now the price of a lot of these can be quite expensive. The more ridiculous they get with the more curses, the more expensive they get. So long story short, we're going to try to hit some that are, pretty cool. And because they can be modified while corrupted, you don't have to quality them, you don't have to divine them, you don't have to link them or socket them, you just val them until you see a wall of text. The one thing you do want to do ahead of time, just because of white sockets, is make them four socketed. You don't have to link them, but 4 socket tends to be nice. I have 1 more Exalted, so let's just purchase some jewelers, I guess. Purchasing this early in League might be kind of tricky. We could do a couple of these until I get my fucking jewelers. Okay. Okay, that one's on fucking borrowed time. So we'll that was like 11 Val Orbs or something. That's a pretty good one. Volan Feeble on hit, Frenzy Charge, Cast Speed, not bad. Okay. 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 Well, there's 6 down. We have one pretty nice one. Double Curse Charge, Cast Speed. You're here.
Yep.
Alright, trade me. I need like a couple hundred. 700? That sounds about right.
Okay, I'll give you 700.
Oh, you're not giving it to me. I'm purchasing it.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry. I'll trade you.
Otherwise, it's against the law. This'll do for the tab of goodies. All right. So, courtesy of our good Native American friend Chan, we have been able to purchase enough jewelers that we're able to link up our gloves. So, okay. Okay, +2 curse, +2 duration, cast speed, life, frenzy charge. That feels okay to keep, I guess. +1 gems, +2 trap. Yes, I kind of want to get something else here, or that. Okay. Oh. 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 I feel like my glove luck isn't the best. Maybe asking yourself, what? I didn't think I'd be gated behind Val Orbs, but it's starting to look like that. Oh, we're gonna get a nice one here? Okay. Damn it. Every time I get close, I feel like despair, 3 whites, despair, attack, 4 whites, attack, gone. I don't say it's 5 implicit or bust, but... Okay. Alright, hold on. Alright, I don't think we could... Yeah, that's gotta stay. That's like one of, not to say one of the jackpot scenarios, but +5 gems, socketed duration AoE is all insane because socketed also can benefit in power and lighten. That's a good one. That's probably the best one we've made so far. I'd have to check what that costs. 80x, 88x, 100x. That's not a fucking glove now. Okay, so looking at minimum 20, 25 is for plus. There's no well, curse aura. I guess curse is the overlap, but adding projectile does nothing. Adding curse does nothing. It's almost, I don't say it's almost better to have the fact that it's open, because it's like it almost entices the user to do it. I'm not pushing my luck past that. We still got a couple gloves left, so maybe we can hit something worth projectile aura. Oh god, I should stop. But I can't. I don't know how. Alright. That's also a kind of weird one. Aura projectiles I don't think even exist. I don't think that one's... I have to like rotate back around. Duration projectile aura. Duration aura. That's good though. Okay. See, now we've rotated it back to where it's good again. There are a lot of projectile duration things. So that one we're going to keep. It's kind of hard to keep 5 implicits or save. This one's like a middle one. I could see this being 10x or something. Could big room for potential here. Yes. Cast speed. Whoa, okay. That's kind of nice also. Yes, cast speed duration aura. Wow, that's a nice one as well. Yeah. Okay. These are all pretty nice ones. This went better than expected. So we had 5 good gloves out of 36. Sunk about, we'll say 10x if you know, break down the valves, break down the chaos for purchasing the jewelers, break down the initial investment of the hands. I could easily see us having 50x here. Now, I think it's honestly going to be more than that. Set negotiable price on all items. Even if they offer 15, we take it, and look, we've made a profit. It doesn't really matter, honestly, at this point. That's the whole thing. You're flipping. It's about moving. You can't get emotionally attached. You can't get emotionally invested into a lot of these items. I know you want to be like, oh, these gloves, these are the gloves. I'm going to nut. But no, you buy it, you sell it, you ship it, you move. That's how you do Trade League. And this is also why I stopped playing Trade League, because I'm not a big fan of that attitude, unfortunately. Now, that is interesting. No one else has this 4 combination on standard, apparently. Yep. Okay. So I can set the price to exalted. So we had 10 exalted. Now we're sitting on 9. What is this? Fucking 27, 31, 53. 53. We'll say theoretical exalted. I expect to make roughly 35 from this. I don't think it would take too long. Maybe 2 weeks to sell to get 35 exalted. I'll post in the comment below if it sells for that, but this is just an idea of a way of making money in standard, at least, that is profitable. It's a little more volatile in League, as it always will be. The later it gets in League, the less volatile it gets because it lines up with standard prices. But it's all about identifying your profit, identifying your gap in the market. To me, this is the gap I identified. There's tons of more things you could do. I could play Trade League and sit here for 40 hours talking about how to make money in Trade League. There's better people to talk to than me, but this is just coming from an old man Lights who has done shit like this in the past, and I'm looking forward to not doing it in the future. So there's your little segment on Hand of the High Templar. All right, so here's the fun nostalgic part of the video. Let's go over what is in our stash, our little bank reveal, and then we'll wrap this shenanigans up. This is our currency as of such. It is not that much. We have a lot of really random things, like a lot of alks for some reason, and we have a lot of silver coins, fucking ton. Acid Stab, pretty empty. Fragments, mostly sitting on Shaper sets and some Mortal Frags and a bunch of Offerings and Divine Vessels, not much there. Cards, we actually had a good amount of rare cards. I think we even had a Fiend card. Map tab, again, is a little lackluster, but the big thing we have is 33 beachheads. We invested in beachheads. We were power leveling and flipping those. So we have in the top left corner all of our Bestiary uniques during Bestiary League. We actually never got a chance to get our Pharaoh's chest since the price of it was ridiculous. It was like 70 exalted during League. But we did have a 6-link Venomous, which is kind of cool. And everything else is there, including our Sakawal's Nest. A couple Calm's Heart and Lore Weave Disfavor. Bunch of 2-socket Abyss items. A couple Shadow of the Lightlesses. Biscos and a perfect Legacy Bisco, which is nice. A couple good Ventors and a Legacy Sedimas. Some nice 6-links here and there. Bunch of Skin Loyal and Skin Lores and some Blessings. This was from running our Chayula Breachstones. We were making money doing that. Little Bisco's Leash. Little +1/+1 arrow. Kind of cool. Pandemonious. Some Uber stuff. Some upgrades. Some gloves. Bunch of gems. These are all level 4s. Bunch of good gems. Some Val Breaches. Legacy Flasks even. There's a Legacy Taste. All of our really, really sweet Abyss jewels we got from Abyss League that were super high in value. These are actually very expensive, a lot of these, especially with the new Darkness and Throne buff. Some cool jewels, some of which are Legacy. There's our Mirror Wand we purchased. Now it's effectively worthless as far as Harvest is concerned, but still a very nice weapon, nonetheless. A pair of Acuities and our Headhunter, which is our, I guess, crown jewel. So this is all we achieved in the, culmination of the series, effectively, all from scratch. All from just trading and flipping and doing various money-making methods. So a pretty nice bank overall, not to mention the gloves we invested into, which have, a couple good ones there. Overall, I was very happy with the series. I think it worked out really well. I hope you guys enjoyed the series as well. This is the final episode. This is the grand finale, if you will. A lot of these methods have evolved over time. A lot of these methods are still pretty much tried and tested. And a lot of these methods will evolve in themselves. It's basically the basis of business in Path of Exile is very simple. Who is this man? Hello, friend. Identifying a gap in the market, flipping, putting the effort, time plus effort equals profit. It's really that simple. It seems I've made a friend, which is more I can say from, solo self-fund experience. Been alone for so long. Range your asses and take care of itself. Either way, guys, I'm glad you guys enjoy the Rags2Riches series. It's one of the more requested series that I get a message about. So I hope you enjoyed it in the fullest. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys never, I guess. This is Lighty signing off from Rags2Riches. Goodbye and adieu.